Wyoming boasts a long-standing tradition on the silver screen. From the Old West to outer space, Wyoming's locations have served filmmakers well. The fictitious Big Whiskey in the Oscar-winning Unforgiven, as a roadside stop for Nicolas Cage in Red Rock West.
Out here to Wyoming.
I'm looking for work.
Location introduction for the Laramie Project.
I love this land. I really love this land.
Wyoming and its best-known place have popped up for 30 years during the career of one of America's great actors, Al Pacino.
Is there any special country you want to go to?
Wyoming.
No, Wyoming. This not a country.
Right, quality of life, I know. Whose life?
How about yours, pal? You're like something out of Yellowstone. You could blow any second.
Oh, come on, Sandy. I'm not an easy patient.
Wyoming continues to be a natural for rolling highway shots.
Yo, Sean! Wyoming, we're home, baby. Woo! We're home, baby, Wyoming. No place like home. Huh? I can breathe out here.
Our cowboy image has stood tall in westerns for more than a half-century. Much of the classic western was shot in Jackson Hole. A then 26-year-old ranch cowboy from the area helped on several sets.
Oh, I think it was terrific. It helped us out tremendously. Gosh, I can't remember. Well, you know, I was making $500 every 10 days, so I made about $2,500, $3,000 off of that, and that was more money than we was making off our ranch, and we was looking at the money end of it. And so anything they asked or anything, we went out of our way to help.
10 years later, Wyoming was the setting for Spencer's Mountain, which was the forerunner of television's The Waltons. Hundreds of journalists from America and Europe descended on the state for a press premiere and an evening reception at the Triangle X Ranch.
This is our business. This is our country. We love it. This is our home. And when you're here, you are our guest. And that's the way we want it. Don't forget us. Tell everybody about us. And come back again.
The film had a major impact on the tourism business.
Well, from my standpoint, it sure brings in the tourists. The tourists sure bring in the money, so that's what we like.
It showed us off very well, both Jackson Hole and the state of Wyoming.
Spencer's Mountain effect was long-lasting.
We appreciate everything they do, not only from the time they're in here making the picture. We get acquainted with all the stars and the principals. Aside from the great deal of money they leave here, the great deal of publicity we get from their pictures continues on, and we continue to get business because of this beautiful country being publicized by these pictures.
Wyoming's most widely seen movie exposure dates to the late 1970s, but has landed on national television again and again since its theater run. Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind would have nowhere near the impact without scene after scene enticing characters and aliens to Devil's Tower.
We're going to need a geodetic survey map of Wyoming.
I don't believe it's real.
It's been a hard road the last several years due to Canadian dominance in the market, but Wyoming is starting to come back as a place of interest to filmmakers. Disney Studios animation people used the state to get started on their 2004 hit Home on the Range.
When we were first on this film, one of our research projects was to go up to Wyoming on a cattle drive.
The cattle drive was something we did with about 12 of us, very near the beginning of the process. It was a great experience to see the West in its pristine state.
And in the finished product, homage was paid to their favorite Wyoming town name.
What would you say if I told you that you could win big money and see beautiful downtown Chugwater if you went to the county fair?
Whoa. 2 major motion pictures in theaters and to DVD recently are set in Wyoming. Both gave Wyoming a good look before deciding to film elsewhere. Hollywood movement toward actual location shooting is becoming a trend, and a highly respected commercial and movie animal trainer who operates from a ranch outside of Du Bois is a leading private sector advocate for Wyoming.
Having directors know what we have in Wyoming, the resources we have, the beautiful vistas. And we have fantastic people. We have cheap location, cheap accommodation, I should say. Meals are unbelievable. And we don't have that LA rat race.
Wilshire says the monetary benefits are widespread.
Like even a small still shoot can get up to $250,000. So, you know, what they leave in Wyoming is unbelievable. So, you know, they might bring a crew in of 80 people. They're in several motels, they're eating food, they're buying their gas, they're working with EMTs from Wyoming, etc. It just keeps on going and going.
This Australian transplant always wanted to be a cowboy and first enticed the movie business here for Sylvester Stallone's Rocky IV.
You ever see the film with the 3 horses running through the snow with the Russian troika? That's a hoop over the middle horse. I put that together, and then I had a sled in Jackson Hole driving along, and the sled happened to tip over, and then Stallone was jogging along, and he helped me out, and I was dressed as a Russian peasant.
Wilshire believes it's just a matter of time before the movies give Wyoming a starring role again.
So we have to hang in here as tough as we can and bait Hollywood to come to us.
They did come in 2005, found what they wanted and much more, doing several outdoor location shots near Sheridan for the family film Flicka.
The movie was based on Wyoming, and it's just been a terrific experience for our community.
Rosie Berger is a member of the Wyoming House of Representatives who works in the Sheridan area as a location scout for the movie business. Producers of the new film, My Friend Flicka, decided to use the Bighorn Mountains and Eaton's Ranch in several scenes.
When we had the director and the cinematographer come in the other day, their first words were, we should have filmed the entire movie in Wyoming.
Flicka cinematographer Jim Murrow was very pleased with what he saw through his lenses.
We've achieved the special magic that you look for on location.
Murrow shot the western Open Range and the currently in theaters movie Crash. He says Flicka was enhanced greatly by Wyoming scenery.
You didn't anticipate it to be this green this time of year, and I'm really happy about this. If you look behind us, we got like a field of flowers here. Really having a difficult time trying to mess this up.
Eaton's Ranch crossed the century mark offering guest ranch services last year. Wranglers provided horses for this new version of Flicka, which is directed by Michael Mayer.
It's my first Western, it's my first family movie, and it's my first film that has featured animals. But I fell in love with these horses.
Allison Lohman stars in the movie. She's played major parts in such recent offerings as Big Fish and Matchstick Men. The first My Friend Flicka came out in 1943 and was based on the classic novel by Mary O'Hara.
The incredible prose of the novel, the sentences that she wrote about the look and smell and feel of the land is captured here perfectly. I couldn't ask for a better example of what Wyoming means.
I'm at Delmer. Get out of here.
Where are you headed? Casper for the auction.
Goodbye, old town. I'm leaving Cheyenne. Goodbye, old paint. I'm leaving Cheyenne.
I was thinking when I get to Casper, I just might grab me a bed.